just sitting here jamming to music.
Sorry?
I'm sitting here jamming to music because usually when I have a Zoom meeting,
Yeah.
it's like it says it opens and then the person's not there.
Yeah.
I gotta wait like 1 minute, 2 minutes. Surprised to see you right here. I'm here listening to reggae. Like,
every time I load up a Zoom, I'm always putting my pants on, man. It's like the worst situation to be caught in. You know, it's like.
oh my god, oh my god. It's
Yeah,
like it's one of these.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Does it?
Yeah, I was looking at what's our buddy's name? That Michael Burry.
Mm,
You know, my
yeah.
allergies are killing me. Like I'm freaking dying here. I'm like living off allergy medication. It's not doing anything.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that he had a bunch of deleted tweets. I didn't even know, but I don't follow him. So and I don't read the news. I just happened to be sitting on the toilet and I was just scrolling through my phone and I saw that he said that Tesla bought Bitcoin
Yes.
as a distraction because of the problems that they were having in China.
Yes.
Yeah, and it made me think of like, how would you say it? It made me think of the way things are used to like methods like military psychology. So divide and conquer, distraction, and how like a lot of people don't like maybe I'm paranoid. Maybe I'm paranoid about this world. Kind of I'm trailing from the phone conversation we had. Like
Yeah.
how difficult things are, and they're purposely done. It's purposely made difficult through like different like military psychology. So for example, how I think everything's a distraction.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Do you remember a long time ago, like maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, we were talking about the reason why people don't get things done is because can you see all of me?
Yeah. You're good. I just feel like there's a glare over here.
Yeah, there's a glare on my glasses here, and I think it's the light overhead. And if I take off my glasses, I can barely see anything. Right?
Yeah.
So,
no, it looks okay though. Yeah, it's just the screen, I guess. Yeah, if you put it on backwards, that
put a flip them.
that way
It works better.
little known secret for people who wear glasses.
Yeah. That's the secret. No one knows. When I go like that, it's my superpowers.
That's exactly.
Yeah. But
No.
we were talking about the reason why things don't get done. It's because distractions, and everything's a distraction. Right. And the separating of internal and external extractions. And once your external distractions become the dominant force in your mind, you're fucking done.
Yeah.
You'll never get anything done. As soon as you start worrying about like paying your rent, maybe you owe the guy up the street $60. What people are saying about you at school or work, maybe some sibling rivalry, like external forces, external distractions. As soon as those things become the dominant force in your mind, you're fucked.
Yes.
I truly think to be successful in anything that anyone does, and this is how we talk all the time. It's just like constant.
Always.
Your brain needs constant conditioning. People don't understand that. Like everything is conditioning you. Like every freaking thing, right? Yes. We're like a sponge. Yes. We're a sponge that's constantly learning how to adapt.
That's a good point. That's a good point. With most people that don't really manage to start a company and make it successful, it usually happens to be outside influences, and it's nothing from within the company, right? Just with like, I see this all the time with like a lot of the smaller cryptos that started out and then just did not achieve what they set out to achieve. And I think at some point there's this like cutoff where other people's opinions invaded the company too much, where the CEO or the person decides to like close their doors and they just decide like, hey, you know what, you guys are right, it's not going to work out. And I think that has to do a lot with people paying too much attention to what goes on from outside, like we kind of have a great thing here where we have like a small community of people, and the community just keeps growing, and more support keeps coming in.
Yeah.
But the idea it stays within that little like sort of group, and I like the idea from you know, because we talk a lot about like competition and people who started these kinds of companies. You look at like we're talking about Apple and the similarities between that and other companies. And one of the things about Apple is they have such a unique sort of message for their company. It stays about Apple, right? What we have with ARKIA is kind of the same thing. It's like, it's ARKIA. Nothing else is like ARKIA, just like nothing else is like Apple, you know? We have such a unique idea that anything that comes from outside is just it doesn't matter. It doesn't change at all what we're doing. You know what I mean? We have this mission, and it's gonna happen, and it's been happening, and that's like what's so amazing about the idea. You can't replicate it. There's nothing else that's been done that's similar to what we're doing, but also don't really have a community like ours. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things I really like about what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, exactly. You know, with the people who are in our community now, who are online and are offline support.
Yeah.
I think you know, this is something I think about often. The investing in crypto, I don't think people know why they invest in crypto. If you ask them what coins they have, they'll list off whatever coins they have, but they have no idea why they have them.
Right.
And I think that's what separates our community from a lot of other communities. People who own ARKIA, they know why. You know what I mean? They know who we are, because here we are, and they know why they own the coin.
Yeah.
I remember, I remember talking to someone about Cardano, and I was like, "Yo, what does Cardano do?" You know, and they had not a fucking clue. They literally had not a clue, and they're like, "Oh man, it's gonna go to the moon. It's gonna shoot up. It's gonna double. It's by the end of this year." And I'm like, "Okay, how? Why? Why do you think that by the end of the year? Why do you think by the end of the year that this coin is going to moon?"
Yeah.
And it's the mindset. That kind of mindset is also a barrier to real companies that are growing.
Exactly. I was just about to like finish almost the sentence you were saying there. It's true. The people, they just believe in it so much, and it's not what they think they are, you know? So you have the company and what it stands for, and then you have what everybody else thinks the company stands for, you know?
Yeah.
And they assign sort of a meaning to the company. Like look at what's happening now with Doggy, right? The whole Doggy Doge, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And exactly, right? That's what it is. And it used to start out like that, you know? Then once upon a time, someone says, "Oh, you know what? This coin is nonsense," and they sell it, and then the price shoots up like crazy, and they feel like, "Oh no, this coin was actually good." Because if I just waited a little bit, that's nothing new. Like everybody, we hodl as well, you know, as investors, kind of like one of our biggest strategies. It's one that's worked for us in stocks.
Yeah, with everything.
In business, you know what I mean? It's like what this one girl said: if you guys would hodl girls like you hodled coins, you might have girlfriends or something like that.
Yo, that's true. Yo, I like that. And there's truth to that.
One guy goes, "So you mean do 12 at a time and split them out loan them out to other people?" Hey, I don't think I thought this through. No, but it's so true that the whole idea behind it is like these coins get assigned this value because they have some kind of like monetary value, and people don't realize that's, I think, to go back to your point, I think that's what Michael Berry was talking about. These coins don't really have that kind of leverage because people are always taking money out as soon as the price goes up a little bit.
There you go. Yeah,
man. Yeah.
So when people are like, "Oh, this coin, Dogecoin shot up," of course, people are putting money into it. You dumb shit. Your pockets are gonna shoot up with money if you keep putting money in it, right? And then it's gonna lower in value as you take money out of it. I'm pulling them out of my pockets. It's funny.
You just want to grab them and like shake them a little bit.
Shake them. Yeah, it's going up in value. Yeah, because everyone's putting money in.
Yeah.
It's like like a glorified Ponzi scheme almost, right?
Exactly.
Or like a modified Ponzi scheme.
Yes.
It's
Yep.
like, what the hell? Like, it's. Anyways, yeah. Back to the distraction thing. I was saying, I got distracted. It's.
Yeah.
or Peter Different.
Yeah, knock it off the point. Exactly. Yeah.
A is for horses.
With the distractions.
Yo, friggin'. Yeah, that's one of the main reasons why people don't succeed. Companies don't succeed is the distractions. And this is like we have conversations like this, and we also have private conversations. But my biggest, I don't know if the word is fear, but my biggest concern is, we study a lot of companies, and it seems like the downfall is always the same. It's not the product. Not like in the majority, like people will say, okay, I could use Fire Festival. I think a lot of people know Fire Festival, right?
Right.
The idea was good. There was nothing wrong with the product. Like having a party on an island. That's fucking amazing. That's great, right? The invention of music's already there. We have DJs, people like, there's what you can put that thing together. Now, what was wrong with it? The people on the team, it's like America. It's eroding from the inside, right? Once you have one bad apple, you're fucked. And I truly believe that. In your team, if you have one person who doesn't believe in the idea, you have to cut them off immediately. Like the fucking minute you find out, don't sit down and talk to them. Don't try to convince them that we're sunny days ahead. Don't do none of that. If someone doesn't believe in the idea, you get them the fuck out. Because what happens is they're going to share their thoughts with other team members. And I always say this, weeds grow faster than flowers. Someone starts putting weeds in your head, it will fucking grow like hell, right? Until the day, right until the day you're trying to get something done and you realize no one's working. Everyone's just sitting there with their arms folded because no one believes in the idea anymore.
Right.
And it happened with Fire Festival. It happened with what's the name? Brad and Ripple. I don't know too much about the team, but I know when the SEC came in, all faith was lost. All the exchanges fucking dumped them. Everyone just scattered like roaches, right? Yeah. And it turns out he won. It's very important that you have a strong ass team that are fully committed. You actually said that, passionate people. Because we were trying to hire all different developers, and fuck, we can make a 6-hour tape on the problems that brought. When people are not, they're not concerned with finishing the job.
Exactly.
When you're asking, like we're asking a developer to because we're already expanding. I don't want to let too many things out, but we're already expanding, right? Rapidly. So if you have a developer working on an idea, remember, both of you guys have two things in mind. You want your idea done, and he's trying to put food on his table.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a fuck if the idea works or not, right? His goal is to charge you as much as he can because he's putting food on the table. Yep. Now, as soon as you have someone who thinks like that, your company's done.
It's a problem. I think
they don't care.
Deals with, right? Like we talked about, like Jack Welch, who I think he passed away. What was it, like or something like that? And we, world famous for making General Electric into what it was, and he had the book on management. Basically, he rewrote that idea of you got to get rid of the 20% of the company. Wasn't it the 20-80 rule? 20% does 80% of the work. 80% for 20%. So if you just cut off that last, the smallest part of your company that's functioning like the least, basically. Those are also the people that what's his name? The guy from Relentless. He's describing them as coolers. They come to the company and they bring everything down. It's like, I don't want to be here. I'm getting paid anyways, and I'm getting my bonus, so I don't have to like go above and beyond. But also, I'm gonna look for ways to actively not do my job, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
sit around and do whatever. And the thing about those people, I don't think they wake up in the morning like, oh man, I'm just gonna destroy this company and burn everything down. You know, it comes out of like we talk about this. It's like a habitual thing to be in the workplace, and you make this assumption that you know, I don't have to work so hard. As soon as somebody raises up problems, you're going to add fuel to the fire. You're going to
Yeah,
turn these problems into like, oh my God, we're all going to lose our jobs, right?
yeah,
The company's going nowhere. And, you know, my dad was saying that in 20 years, you know, General Electric is going to be
yeah.
and it's like the wrong kind of fear mongering, right? And that's something that I think a lot of companies experience. When you raise up a small set of problems, there has to be solutions. And if we're not actively working towards fixing that, what's the point of having you around? You know, like, yeah,
Yeah.
obviously raising problems. Everybody could raise problems. I could raise like 1,000 off the top of my head. I'm
You
sure
know what I mean?
you can as well. You know, it's like, what can you contribute in the way of fixing those problems? You know what I mean? And that's one thing that I like about us too is like we're every week we have this quota in our company of like how many solutions do we need to come up with.
Solution-based thinking.
Exactly.
Your thinking has to be solutions-based.
Mm-hmm.
And I like what you said about problems. Any idiot can come up with problems. You can walk around anywhere in the world and just start pointing out problems. That grass should be there. Who planted that tree there? That building is too tall. That car is too small.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like anyone could freaking do that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you need solution-based.
Mm-hmm.
You know, solution-based thinking. And if you you know, I always have to take a time to pat ourselves on the back. But even with our coin, right?
Yeah.
There's a problem right now where especially now with COVID, people have been locked away for about a year, depending on where you are in the country.
Yeah. Yeah.
When we're back together, everyone's 100%. People are going to be making love. People are going to be having sex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're going to have unsafe sex because our base nature is to reproduce.
Yes.
People think our base nature is all this other thing. No, your base nature is to put penises into vaginas and create people. That's what we're here to do, right?
Yes.
So if you separate humans from social contact for a year, they don't care who they're going to have sex with. They just want to just do it. You know, they want to feel touched. They want to kiss. They want to have sex. And we're seeing that problem happening before, you know, I think anyone else, that there's going to be a serious rise in STDs, STIs. There's going to be a serious rise. So what are we going to do about that? Well, we can't stop people from having sex because I just finished saying that it's basic human nature. What we can do is make it more easier for people to get tested, to seek you know, a treatment if there is, if it's a curable STI, and at the same time we're working at curing diseases, the incurable ones like herpes, HPV, HIV, things like that.
And the curable ones too, right? Like there's the education piece where people don't know that we have so many already curable STIs, but some people just won't even go get it cured. And there's the issue of privacy. We talked about this just the other day about like how about if I do find out, like, are you going to tell everybody in the community? Is it going to be like one of those like sex offender things where you have to go bang on the door? And that's the thing too. It's like when people don't know, they come up with things, right? And it's like I don't want to do anything that will jeopardize my lovemaking. That's not an unreasonable thought. I get that. I think
no, that's true. That's not unreasonable at all.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, why would I purposely do something that drives girls away from me? Like that would make no sense, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And vice versa. Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that's something that could be seriously addressed in today's like world. Like I think you pull the average person aside and you ask them where they would get like a STD or STI test. I don't think any of them even know what would happen. You know what I mean? Do I have to get naked? Are you going to put a swab somewhere where I don't want a swab being put? You know, you're going to hurt. You need blood, you know, and then there's the issue with people not like being afraid of needles. So they're like, well, I'm just not going to do it anyways. And there's the fear of finding out. What if you find out that you do have one? Does that mean just that's it? You're not going to have anymore?
So that's another concern. Yeah, the fear of finding out. Like once you find out, it becomes real.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like if someone has herpes, especially on a male, there's no way you don't know. There's sores on your penis, right?
Yeah.
But I can pretend that it's something else if I just don't get tested, right? I'd be like, oh, I must have nicked myself. Maybe I cut myself shaving. I don't know. Maybe it's anything else but herpes, right?
Yeah.
If I go to my doctor and he or she diagnose it, then it becomes real. And then that's a problem, right?
You don't have to think about it.
Now you got to think about it. Holy fuck, I got this incurable disease.
Exactly.
And every time you have a new sex partner, every time you want to jerk off, whatever, whenever the idea of sex comes up, you're like, shit, I have herpes. Now, is it like, seriously speaking, when someone has, and this is, I think, one of the reasons, well, according to like, the papers and whatever else we're reading, it's one of the reasons why the disease keeps being passed on, is because no one wants to say it.
Yes.
You're about to have sex with this girl. You're going to be like, oh, hold on a second, I have herpes.
Yeah.
Like,
just so you know. Just so you know.
So anyways, let's get back to business.
Yeah.
She's going to be like, what the fuck, right?
Oh, it's never happened, guys. Yeah.
And the thing about herpes too, you can still pass it with a condom because it's in the groin area, right? The sores are in the pubic area and on the penis. Yeah. So all she needs is an open sore to rub against her labia.
Yeah, exactly. What
her labia majora.
The labia majora. There's a guy that I used to know. He used to talk about this kind of thing about like communicating. If you just communicated, it shouldn't be a problem. Like if you have a cold sore coming up, then you just don't kiss or something like that, right? And that to me is like, it's a start of a solution. The start of the solution is like address the problem, right? Like we're talking, you want to hide away from it. And one of the things with the privacy is like, we do have this kind of thing available to us now, where you don't have to have that information just publicized everywhere. You can still get treated and you can still address these issues in a medical way. And we have this solution is something that's available to us that we're like right now, as ARKIA, we're kind of working towards that.
Yeah.
To address that, and then we just have this world where it's not such a big deal anymore. It's not such a terrible thing, Like a lot of, I really believe a lot of people don't know what's the one that could be treated. Is it syphilis or
chlamydia can be treated, gonorrhea can be treated.
Take that. Some people just live with that for the rest of their lives and just never ever see a doctor, never bring it up, and it's like
because they don't want they So for instance, my doctor has been my doctor for a long time, right? I would, and I'm telling you as and whoever else watches this, maybe it gets millions of views in 100 years. I would have a hard fucking time telling my doctor that I have herpes.
Right.
Because now he's going to look at me different every single time I see him. That's what I think, right? Yeah. Even if I go in with a sore throat, I'm like, this guy knows I have herpes. Right? Seriously, I go in there and I'm like, oh, I can't hear in my right ear, and I'm just like, man, this fucker knows I have herpes.
Yeah.
I would have to change doctors. You know what I mean? Like, and I think most people have a stronger feeling than that, right?
Yes.
It's a doctor is about as. I'm really close with my doctor. I don't know what other people, but a doctor is about as personal as you can get.
Yes.
And you have this relationship where most your doctor should know you inside and out. And then when you have these STIs or STDs, one of our major concerns is humans is our reputation. And it chips, it destroys, we don't purposely go out and destroy our own reputation because it matters. So admitting to your doctor or whatever else that you have this STI or STD, it fucks with your reputation.
That's an interesting you're touching on it. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. This is really completely. And if you're going through that with a doctor that knows you so well, what are you gonna feel like going to a walk-in clinic or like a testing center and someone you've never met, like a guy, and like I always think of like the dentist office. You know what I mean? If you go to the dentist office and it's all these like cute dentists, you don't want them seeing how badly, they're like, when's the last time you flossed? And you're like, oh my God.
Why did I
choose to come here today. You just regret your dental habits for years. So imagine that person looking at your genitals, for example, or talking to them about sexual. You wouldn't do it, man.
No, you wouldn't do it.
Nobody would do it. I wouldn't do it. I'm like admitting this myself.
You know, I admit it too. Like anyone who's being serious or looking, and that's part of our business, right? I feel like we are revealing more than the average person, but that's the business we're in. We're in the sex business. It's like a porn star. She can't take off more clothes. She's naked, right? Like it's about as revealing as you can get. You know, we make a lot of jokes about it because it's an uncomfortable subject. So it's nothing but jokes everywhere, right? But the truth of the matter is, ARKIA is addressing the confidentiality concern. You know, protecting your reputation, protecting your information. You know, like how many in my life, I can't even tell you how many clinics I've been to. You know, just for a runny nose or maybe a cough. Or one time I needed an inhaler. And, you know, and I go to the nearest clinic. I tell them, you know, I have chronic asthma and I need a prescription. So this medical place, I can't even remember. It's at Wester Road in Lawrence. I only been there once, but they have my name, my number, my previous doctor, my health card number. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just have this information floating all over the place. And this is one of the things people are more concerned of identity theft online. Identity theft in hospitals and doctors' clinics is rampant. It's like through the roof, you know, because it's just a secretary who just got hired. She's not bond. She hasn't given an oath to the office or bonded by anything, right?
Right.
If she has identity theft is, I think most people know it's like $1 billion industry. If you can go inside, if you can get a job in a doctor's office or a hospital, and all you do is just take pictures of fucking everyone's file and send it somewhere, fuck, man, that's thousands of IDs you could just make around the world.
Yeah,
and no one's thinking about that. They're worrying about, you know, Facebook privacy concerns. If you've been to a hospital, if you've been to a doctor, assume that everyone else has seen your file.
Yes.
Just assume that.
Yes, absolutely.
It's not hidden, and I mean everyone. The doctor that you saw, your nurse, the fucking receptionist, the girl who took your name when you walked in, everyone. The security guards who work there, assume that everybody has seen your information.
Damn. Man.
So maybe it's not a concern of disease, but your personal information.
Yeah.
If I know your first name and your last name, your social security or social insurance number, and your health card number, I can become you.
Yeah.
Forget that. If I know your first name and your last name and your birth date, that's enough.
Yeah. That's
all
enough.
I need to know is like maybe your previous address, and that's enough.
That's it. Well, a person could still track you down, right? Like there's a whole private investigator sort of industry now where it doesn't really cost that much to become like a private investigator, right? And people don't realize you work in security or had like experience in this area of understanding the security business. We had a security business once upon a time as well, right?
Yeah, Majestic.
Yeah. And we understood a little bit about how easy it is to track somebody down. Everybody's information is online anyways. You can always find somebody's Facebook or their Instagram or the license plate. It's so easy to track and find people nowadays that you don't really have to do that much searching to try to find this person or anything revealing about them, right? So you think about hospital, that's like, man, that's one of the most easily accessible places.
So easy.
Yeah, man.
It's so easy to access, and not to start putting into paranoia, but these are like I like the way, we've been working together for years, right? And if you remember, what year did we win the app competition?
2017, 18.
Okay, that competition, if you remember how the teams were put together and everyone was brainstorming, the way we started brainstorming, the whole fucking room stopped and started looking. And they came. I felt like we were doing magic tricks.
Yeah.
So I literally felt like we were like, and here's the rabbit out the hat, you know? And now it's a bouquet of flowers.
Eyes in the back of your neck. Everyone's just watching it.
Watching us. Like, yeah. And it's because we both worked in many teams. No one knows how to brainstorm. And the mistake they make is when someone says an idea, and we have rules to our brainstorming shit.
Yes.
Don't say no. So when someone gives an idea and someone goes, nah, we should, as soon as you say no, you shut the whole room down. It makes people nervous about sharing their ideas. And the person who you said no to feels like they have to get you back. So someone goes, oh, we should paint the room green. And you're like, no, paint it black. Then they're just sitting there like waiting for you to say an idea. So they can be like, no.
No. Yeah, that's an improv tool, right? The yes and?
Yes and.
Yeah.
So that's how you and I, you finished it. That's how we do it. We do the yes and thing, right? Mm-hmm. And with the privacy concerns with hospitals, it's like yes and, right? So yes, there's a privacy concern, and it could get even worse because if you have millions of dollars, and when I say millions of dollars, let's say 20 million. 20 million is, I think 20 million is to some people that may be a lot, but 20 million, you can run out of $20 million in like 10 years. Very quickly, right? But if you have $20 million and you have health concerns, you can if you have enough money, you could go to a hospital and start asking like, who has a B negative type blood here? Yeah. And they'll find that person and have that, get that person's heart and lungs. I need a new heart. I need a new lungs. Which Rockefeller had like six heart transplants. You think he was just finding hearts? You know what I mean? He just had that luck. He just kept getting hearts that worked.
Yeah,
no, of course not.
His name has a certain amount of letters that it gets bumped up to the list. It's magical thing the way that whole thing works.
Not only does it get bumped up to the list, they keep having his blood type.
Yep. Yeah. By some miracle,
Miracle, because when you're doing transplants, it's deeper than just the blood type. Like there's so many matches that come into play. Yeah. That when they put in the new organ, the body has to accept it, or it attacks the shit out of it. Right?
It automatically does, right? So they have to give you drugs, and even if it's a good match, there's a chance your body just doesn't accept it. So they have to cut it out and get you another one. But you still have to hope that you go back on the list. You're at the back of the line now, so you get bumped up, and because of this and all the connections, magically ends up. It's almost like the Wizard of Oz. What's that one? And he gets the heart, right? And it's like going back. It's like, it didn't work, man. So he takes one from some kid in Venezuela or something, and he just gives it to this guy. And some dad is in the ICU, and they're like, "Yeah, sorry, we couldn't bring him back because we had to bump this guy off the list, man. I'm sorry, It's like a nightclub bouncer,
Like a nightclub.
No, I'm sorry, man. He only lets in like the hot ladies, and he's like, you're too old, and
it just happens.
Have enough guys in here, so you're just gonna have to. Yeah. Not for you.
Yeah, not for you. Yeah, and it's like, that's another concern. So ARKIA is addressing all these things. I'm a firm believer that a person should have access to their medical files, which, depending on which part of the world you are, you don't. Most people can't get. If you went to your doctor and said, "Yo, give me my medical files," they can't. They'll just, and it's yours. You can't get it.
That's true.
But they will fax it or send it over to another clinic.
Yes.
So another set of people can know your business, but you can't get it.
Yes, exactly.
That's messed up.
It is. You don't have access to that. You can't have access to like certain results even, right? For the tests that they do. They'll do the test, but they won't tell you what the results were or how much blood they have to take. Like, if you give blood for the test, sometimes you give more than what's necessary. And there's been cases where extra blood is taken and put in like a donation bank without you being told, right?
Yeah,
That happens in so many countries. And this is a good point I think you're making about the privacy, not just having your information, but also controlling like how much you want to show somebody, right? That's a really brilliant solution that we are actually striving towards as well.
We're making massive strides. It's like we were on the phone like an hour ago, and I said, brother, we are so ahead of schedule. It's unbelievable. I think maybe, well, I don't know. I don't know if someone thinks that we're behind schedule, but we're not, right? Like it's just. I'm so proud. Like I'm so happy on how fast we're going, and I'm not even like I'm ecstatic on how fast this thing's going. I'm actually blown away. Like we usually do. I think our secret sauce is that we make good teams.
Yeah.
Right. And when I meet other teams, it's like a bunch of smart people that can't work together. That's a downfall, or too many, let's say too smart people. And when I say smart people, they just understand whatever the industry is, and then they have too many millennials. And you know me, I how do you say this? I don't think millennials know that things take time. Just like newbies into crypto, they think they're going to put in like $5, and then by the end of the week you're going to make 5,000, right? I don't think millennials know that. Okay, this company just started, and we're going to probably see massive gains in 5 years. They're like, 5 years? What the fuck? I thought we're going to do it by Christmas. Like, you know what I mean? It's unrealistic. And you know these big boys like Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, they couldn't start a company now. There's with this generation of people, and I'm putting anyone who's alive on the planet right now, you cannot build, or not cannot. It's very hard to build a company without your constant surveillance. Because, okay, so Coca-Cola, for instance, came out with Coke, right? They have this secret way of making soda, right? If they made Coca-Cola right now today, how long could that secret soda stay a secret? I say by the end of the day.
Not very long. The McDonald's thing only recently got released, right? As of our generation, it used to be that Big Mac sauce was such a huge secret, and now it's not. Now everybody knows. It's almost like what was it, like Thousand Island drink or something? It's been leaked long time ago, and that was the cornerstone of that company for years. It was
exactly.
Like, this is McDonald's, right? And now some kid just because we have like TikTok and stuff. You know, with Starbucks too. Starbucks people always giving out like saying that there's too much like ice in the drinks. Those are employees that are putting this information out on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
And like, you want to think about like, okay, I get the whole what do you say? The moral aspect of it, like, oh, you don't want to pull the wool over people's eyes, but you still work for the company. That sense of like loyalty it's not really there anymore, It's gone. Exactly.
Yeah, it's gone totally. And that's why with the way I think about ARKIA, it's like we constantly, it's not going to be like other companies. I've seen too many companies fall apart. And they fall apart by thinking that the public is on their side. Remember, we're supplying a service, and we're supplying a good service.
Right.
I don't care if you like me or you don't like me, as long as my service is good.
Yes.
Right. We're in a generation now that people are like celebrities, and everyone else is concerned about being liked. And what we've seen with once a company is concerned with being liked, the profits go down.
It does.
Right? Yeah. When they start. And what did I said this to you, and I said it to our team, and I'll say to whoever's listening, nothing comes before the profit. Nothing.
Yeah.
No one's feelings, no one's skin color, no one's like sexual orientation, no one's personal views. I don't care.
Yeah.
Nothing comes before the profit.
The values of the company as well.
That's it. That's it. That's the I think we've seen too many companies fall apart because they start pandering to everyone.
Yes.
And then when you go there, have you noticed, I don't know how often you eat fast food, but have you noticed that fast food just across the board just tastes like shit.
It's terrible.
Burger King, McDonald's, KFC, all you Popeyes. I have a Popeyes up the street. It actually tastes like vomit.
Yeah, it stopped altogether.
And the reason why, this is what I think. I don't, you know what I mean? I didn't bring the food to the lab, but I think the energy that used to be taken to making great food is now, the energy is shifted to making sure that we don't offend this person, we say the right things, make sure the rainbow flag is up on the window in June, all these other things, you know, making sure we hire enough blacks with ratios to whites, and don't forget the yellow people and all this other foolishness, right? Now, remember, energy is a real thing.
It is.
Energy, right? You take energy from here and you move it here. Right? So wherever the energy was is now depleted. It's gonna run the half its speed.
Contrary to the business, because now
exactly
right.
So that's all. I'm not with nothing comes before the profit. I'm really dead set on creating. I want ARKIA to actually if we can get rid of every disease on the planet, then great. I want to get rid of every sexually transmitted disease ever. Before they put me in the grave, I want our company to do that, to get rid of every disease. And it starts by finding out who has it, making it comfortable for people to step forward, whoever has it, and then starting from there. Once we got a number, once we have the virus or the viruses contained, then we can start working at making valuable solutions, right? That's where my mindset is at. I'm trying to rid this planet of diseases. I don't care about feelings. I couldn't give a rat's ass.
It's about disease, because when you're losing someone you care about to something like that, it's no longer, you no longer care about how much it costs. You're willing to pay any amount to have somebody get better, you know. And we've had friends that we've lost in the past. I'm sure a lot of people watching this, if they're watching this by this point, have had somebody lost to some kind of miserable disease, right? And it's like, at that point, you'll spend anything. You'll go to any length. It doesn't matter what orientation or what their beliefs were, or if you had a fight before that person got sick, or if that person has money. It all becomes about preserving human life. That's what we're not trying to distract from that and say, oh, this group should get it and that. None of that exists at our company, you know? We've been making great progress, not just in our company, but also like as a society. There's certain people that we're allying ourselves with. That are also pushing forward this idea that sex shouldn't be something that you're ashamed to, like, you know, come forward and deal with it in a healthy way, you know. And you should deal with it in a healthy way, and you should try to be comfortable with this idea. So you know what I mean? And eventually we can work towards that. I don't think it's impossible. We also have a great roadmap going for us right now. Every step along the way is kind of mapped out, and we've been making like amazing progress towards that.
Like the progress. I'm actually shocked. Because the way we're doing it. You know what? Like, remember last night we were talking, and you were saying that there was no company like our company.
None, zero.
And that's what I went to sleep thinking that, right? Like, it was a good night and hung up, and I was just like, yo, this guy's actually right, because everything we're doing it's almost contrary to how you're supposed to do it. You know what I mean? So because we're trying to protect ourselves, and you know, like, I'm bouncing all over the place because this is the way I speak. I was looking at this company. I can't remember. It was this company I was looking at. It has something to do with saving the trees. And another one. You know what I'm talking about? And they have a team, and there's like 20 members of the team, and it's all on the site. And I thought, you know, I guess everybody's like, they think that's such a great idea. They're like, oh my God, there's all the team members. There's like 20 people, right? And to me, I saw that and I was like, what a dumb ass. I really thought, I was like, it's a great concept. Like, I can't remember the name of the company.
It's not Team Trees. It's the other. I know the one you're talking about.
So I was like, I'll find it. And I thought to myself, what a dumb ass. Now, if I wanted to do a competition, a competitive business to theirs, you just gave me all your boys, your whole team.
Exactly.
I just start I'll just email them, send them messages, offer them double, offer them shares in the company, and just dismantle your team. We just finished saying that there's no loyalty nowadays. The loyalty is dependent on how hungry a person is.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't give a shit about your idea. They care about putting food on their table.
Why
Why would you put your what do you call it? Your website with your company, your idea, and your whole team? To me, that's crazy.
It is. No, legally, even like the law forbids certain patents from being released for at least, what is it, 4 to 5 years, something like that.
Yeah.
You make something, they can't release that patent. Even if the company breaks down and everything goes to shit, they still cannot release the patent for, I think, like 4 to 5 years. And then it becomes like open source, because even they know how important it is to maintain the integrity of your company, right? It's the sauce. It's the thing that makes you who you are, basically, right? And a patent could be virtually anything. We've been working on several here with our own company. And to us, it's more important that those kinds of patents get put to good use, that the people can actually like benefit from that kind of stuff, you know? We should do this again next time. We're figuring this out, but next time we're gonna have like a live chat. So if anybody's watching and they want to like,
Well, this is our first time, and we wanted to see how it goes. You know, and you know, there's always wisdom in the crowds. So I'm big on inviting people in and hearing ideas, right? Like, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course, right?
Absolutely.
I think as more like I try to look at things from the outside in. And I personally, maybe I'm biased. The idea is great. What we're doing is like exceptional. We're winners. That's just, I don't know a better way of putting it. We're winners. Whatever we put our mind to, we win at. Like we've been winning for years.
Yeah.
Right. And but that doesn't mean that we don't need more input, more with enthusiasm.
Yes.
Nothing beats enthusiasm.
Yes.
We need more enthusiasm, more ideas, and we're gonna do amazing things. We're gonna do like unbelievable things.
Yeah, I love that. I love the people getting excited about it too. You know, you see people like, this idea is gonna be great. Get on the ark, you know, all this. Stuff, you know,
it's
cool, to escape boredom.
Escape boredom. Thinking, you know what I mean? Like it's life is short. It's so short. You know what I mean? Like people think life is like a blink of an eye, you know? And you gotta do your part on making the world a better place.
Yes.
Most and because we're guys, I always like, you know, I always say guys, men, right? Most men are going to live their entire life without completing one fucking thing.
Yeah.
Not one thing. They will live 80 years on the planet and not complete one fucking thing. And that's not going to be us. That's not going to be us. And if people want to be part of like, I can't even say revolutionizing, just completely changing, creating a new future.
Yes.
If someone wants to be part of creating a new future, ARKIA is your choice. There's ARKIA Crypto is the only choice. What other company is loyal to their brand and actually changing the world? I think other cryptos, they're probably like, from what I see, they're verifying. It's like they're computerizing logistics. You know, the shipping, the moving of currency or the moving of products.
Yes.
Right? How does that better the world? It makes like a more secure system. It makes it helps things move faster, but it doesn't change the world. We are changing the world.
Absolutely. That's an interesting point there. A lot of people don't address the human aspect of it, right? A lot of people think like, okay, you have the blockchain, and now we're going to take these products, right? Like to talk about VeChain. VeChain is a great product, and very much, a fan of the team and everything that they do. I think they do some amazing things.
Yeah.
One of the things that they address is you're going to take these products, the logistical issue, and we're going to put it all on the blockchain. What they're not paying attention to is someone is still putting that, what do you call it? They're still taking that product and then putting it on the blockchain. So it's not really, you hear this word a lot, like, oh, it's decentralized. Oh, this is decentralized. And then someone might say like, well, that company is not decentralized. It's like, you got to think for a little bit here. Bitcoin,
You got to think for a little bit.
just like use your noggin.
Yeah.
Bitcoin is something that exists as like an equation. And the only way to make it is people mine Bitcoin, right? So it's all determined inside of the system. You take something like VeChain, for example, someone still has to go and enter all this data into the blockchain. So if that person decides to enter the wrong data, that's it. It's no longer, it's still centralized because it's still owned by this one person.
Yeah.
And that's something that I always hear, like, oh, you wanna have this company. We talk about audits all the time.
Yeah.
In the last video about why we're not doing an audit. So anyone is interested, they can watch that. We could talk about that for hours.
Yeah.
But it's nonsense because someone's going to come in and say, oh, well, they're not decentralized. It's like most companies that do decentralized work are not decentralized. Neither is Coinbase or Binance or any of these companies.
Yeah. They're not decentralized. It's like a buzzword. Oh, they're decentralized. That means good investment. That's what people that we speak to tons of investors, and it's remarkable to me how many people don't know what they're fucking talking about.
Yes.
They'll say decentralized, which equals good investment in their brain.
Yes.
Right. But if you ask them what does decentralized mean, I don't know. Disrupt the system. We're gonna disrupt it. Yeah, you're gonna disrupt the system. Okay. Sure.
Yeah. It means no manipulation. It means
no manipulation. We could trust it. So if it's not decentralized, who do you trust? Oh, you trust other people, other investors. Are you fucking kidding?
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Are you kidding?
It goes back to something that I think this is, you could write a book about this, but you used to talk about the boogeyman. Everyone today is looking for the boogeyman. The boogeyman is the person that we're trying to decentralize ourselves against. It's like that person you could search for that person your whole life and you'll never find them,
They don't exist.
They don't exist. Exactly.
It's decentralized.
Yeah.
We monitor the system through other investors. I'm like, you think I trust you? Are you crazy?
Like a fantastic you know what I mean? Yeah. Oh man, no, it's actually ridiculous. But one thing I just wanted to touch on also, not going through the regular like standard systems, is the opposite side of it. There's too much control from other areas. Like we're being controlled from whether it be banks or certain companies that could prevent people from investing in ideas, right? And for us, the choice of using the ICO has actually, first of all, is put everything on a public ledger so everybody can see what's going on very, very clearly on Etherscan. There's complete transparency there. But also, the good thing is that there's nothing holding this company back from moving forward, So it's completely backed by ideas, and people are contributing towards it and making this thing happen, and it's incredible, honestly.
Yeah. I can go on and on about how great this thing is. Like I'm really proud of us. Like I have nothing more to say. Like I'm really proud of us. I like how we're doing everything. I think as more people get to know more about us and understand why we're doing the things that we're doing, I think we're going to create a new way of doing business. I truly believe that.
Yes.
I think more people are going to be like, oh, that's why they chose to go this pathway. It's to protect our idea, to protect our staff, protect our strategy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is just I like to stick to the blueprints that work. And the blueprints that work are like Apple, Coca-Cola. Those are the blueprints that work. if you notice, since Steve Jobs has died, Apple has been kind of messing with the way Steve would do things.
Yes.
And you're going to see a downfall. Steve Jobs made like the chargers Apple, everything that has to do with Apple. There's no outside influence of any kind, right? And that's how we're doing this company. ARKIA stands alone. Yes. And Coca-Cola, same thing. It stands alone. Coca-Cola will rather buy you out than join you.
Yes.
You know, they go around and they buy out companies. They don't join nothing. They're like the mob. They don't join anything. You either come with us or we just run over you. Exactly. Right? And that's just like, if you're out for success and you want to be a dominant force and you want your dreams to come true, that's the way to do it.
Yeah,
There's no negotiation with your success. There's none.
Of course. No, that's what Elon Musk was talking about. He only had 2 days off in the last 6 years. And he said the first time he took a week off, the other rocket exploded from, I think it was like the one by Jeff Bezos. And the second time he took a week off, SpaceX, the rocket exploded, right? So like, lesson is, don't take days off. Yeah, man. It's so important to have people that are just constantly working towards this vision, you know, and we're always coming up with ideas. We're here like every day. This is like a full-time thing for us, you know.
Oh yeah. That's another thing, but we can do that in another video on how hard we're working nonstop. I think I got to bed last night. I got to bed at 2 a.m.
Holy.
Yeah, 2 a.m. And I didn't really sleep. I just lied there and waited for the sun to catch up to me.
Yeah. You gotta wake up for more calls, and it's crazy.
Yeah. Just moving forward and trying to get things done, and revealing our researching more material, opening our minds to new ways of things, new ways of doing things.
Yes.
Like the last thing I want to do, and I've seen another mistake with people, is to waste time researching things that's already been researched.
Yes.
Right? That's just a waste of damn time. Like that's one thing. People coming up to us and saying, telling us ideas as if they dreamed it up last night. You know, hey, you know what we should do? It's like, what do you think we're doing here? Saying, I was thinking last night, you know, and I say,
it's crazy, man. It is, but I think this was good for now. I think this
was fantastic. Do you know how long we were on?
Maybe about an hour. It doesn't show me here for this.
Yeah, it doesn't show me either. It flew by.
Yeah,
it flew by. Anyways, buy ARKIA Crypto.
Yep.
Check out our website. Yep. It gives you all the directions. And well, what else you want to say, Andrew?
Nothing, man. This is the beginning of the future.
You better believe it. This is good. We should do this. We should do this more often.
No, absolutely. We'll have another call coming up soon, and we'll keep the fans posted.
All right, brother. I'm out of here.
Yeah, man. Later. Peace.